difference between who you are as a person and who you intend to be, there's a huge gap, and the only way to bridge that gap is by using boundaries. So, boundaries, if you say, it is like a foundation thing. You can build upon it as much as you want, and whoever you want to be, you can become that person easily by using boundaries as a foundation. So, the main thing that you require is boundaries at the end of the day. So when your mind starts realizing that, okay, so she respects herself, your mind starts reflecting that, then your body starts reflecting that. And that is the way to go. And that's how it starts. You will see a lot of projections, a lot of people who would want to manipulate you, who would want to have power over you, also come at your face and try to knock those boundaries down because they are so like, they can't believe it. It's basically, see, I tried to understand these people so much because I was like, why are you projecting? Why are you really projecting? Until I realized that these people cannot draw boundaries. So they feel like, if I can't, it's like misery loves company. If I can't, then you can't as well. How can this be? How can this be that you are like this when I want to be that person too? But I couldn't. And let me tell you, people who people please, they would love to drag you down, and they would love to make you feel like, you're being a wrong person, you're the worst person in the room, and that you're, against everything, and you're not like, you don't have any morals or decency or ethics and whatnot. And only way to be a good human being is by people pleasing. There's a big difference between becoming a people pleaser and being a person who's actually a good person, because a good person knows that I can use my kindness. But having somebody walk all over me just because I'm too kind is naivety. That is what it is. And you would like to like think that, you're such a godlike person, because a lot of times it just boils down to one thing. It's like the superiority complex, the ego, the satisfaction of the ego. Because trust me when I say that, why are these people who are people pleasing doing this? Not because they're too kind or because they don't like themselves or because whatever the reason is. It's mostly because of the reason that they want to feel like God. They want to feel like, they are superior than everyone else. That's why they people please. It's not because they actually want to be needed or because they actually like being walked all over. It's because they love to feel like they are above everybody else and they are special. It's a superiority complex. It's a godlike complex. A lot of people have these. A lot of the times you will face people with a victim mindset who would love to be the victim, because if you draw a boundary, oh my god, how did you do that? I am the victim. Don't you see you hurt my feelings? My god, these people, they would love to be the victim. It is horrid how these people behave. But they do that, and it's like, it's insane how me respecting myself is itching your brain. But you know what? It is always fun. And let me be honest, at the first time I felt so guilty, but then I started realizing that, I'm not responsible to cater to a grown person's emotions. If you can't control your emotions, if you can't control yourself, if you don't have control over your mind, then it's none of my business. So anyways, all of these people who love to be like, project and want to act like the victim, just know that these people are just fragile. In their mind, they're weak. And honestly, one thing I've noticed is that these people would love to look at themselves and feel like they're some, you know, I don't know, king or queen, or like they love to put themselves in a place where they're like, they love to put themselves on a pedestal because they love having the power over controlling someone's mind. I mean, think about it from their perspective. It's like, don't you think that it's fascinating how somebody can control someone's mind? It is. It is. And I see why they do that. Because they would love to have power over you. To have power over someone means that you are powerful. That is twisted and abused. But the single lining is that they do that most often because they love to have power. Why do you think many people hurt the species that are lower than them? So many people will kick the dogs and the cats and they will abuse them They will abuse wildlife creatures, and because they love having to feel like they are big, they are superior, they are great. In actuality, they're just fragile. It's sad. So the next time when you find these people trying to project on anything, just know this. Just know this is why. This is exactly why. Most of the times, whenever this happens, you have to remember that underneath it all, these people respect you. They actually, from the bottom, even if they don't, and they say that they don't, there is a part of them that actually respects you. Because the minute when you pull back your energy to protect yourself, these people will be like, oh my god, now I gotta, invade in that space. Because, and at the end of the day, these people do respect you. It's like, how dare you? It's like, imagine if somebody can't have power over you. Inside it all, they are gonna respect you. They're gonna be like, damn, that person is a piece of work. That person is a piece of art. You know? I can control that person. I can have power over that person. So it is all about respect. Oftentimes I've seen that people who, okay, this was like when I was younger, and I was actually going through certain emotions regarding like drawing boundaries. And whenever I would do that, these people started respecting me a lot more. They started caring about what I have to say and my opinions. And they started, every time I pulled back my energy, every time I was drawing a boundary, every time I said no to their faces, they respected me more. And the more people who didn't even know me and looked down on me, and people who I actually wanted to align myself with, people who actually wanted to be around, these people would notice me more. So it's like I saw so much change happen every time I drew a boundary. Every time it would be like, okay, you're crossing the boundary. You're actually not making me feel safe. You're not making me have any sense of security whenever this is occurring. And then I would be confrontational, or I would just be like, no, I'm not gonna tolerate this, and I would walk away. Respect. Oftentimes, I will tell you, people who, if you want to earn respect, even from your haters, don't give a damn about it. Don't give a damn about anybody else but yourself. And no matter what a person does, they have done it because they actually know what they're doing. Even if a person would be like, oh, I'm sorry, I hurt you, I had no idea, they knew that would hurt them. So it is okay if you draw a boundary. Okay, many of that times these people will be like, oh, I had no idea that this would hurt you, I had no idea that this could ever harm you. They know how sensitive you are, but oh my god, this one person in my life, he was just so adamant on making me feel like crazy. He was like, no, you're just too sensitive, and you just become extremely sensitive every time I talk to you, and blah blah blah, making excuses, making my mind turn against me. And I actually gave him that much power. So part of the problem was me. So it wasn't his fault. In actuality, it was mine, because I let him walk all over me. I let him do that to me. I let him. So unless and until you allow something to happen, it won't happen. Or it will happen. It is on you. You have to give something the permission to enter. Nothing ever just invades your space if you don't allow it to. This is something that I've learned from my cousin. He has, ever since he was young, he has been so stubborn with his stuff, with sharing his space and his things, his toys and whatnot. And he had a certain level, certain sets of boundaries that nobody was ever allowed to cross. And if they did, it would there was a havoc that would, no, it's no, that is not gonna happen. So guess what? He actually got anything and everything he wanted because he was so stubborn about it. He got himself aligned to the things he desired because he was stubborn about it. Certain times I have to say, if you're when you have a childhood where your parents are extremely people pleasing and toxic, and they seem to think that it is disrespect to have boundaries, you're gonna be forced, anything is gonna be forced on you regardless of how much you rebel. So it is very important to know that you have to remove these people from your life. Because I could say work it out and talk it out, but some people just don't want to change. Some people love to like be the way that they want to be because they have that thought process of like, I have seen it all. I'm all of that, and I'm all of it. Who are you to tell me? I am this person because of me and blah blah blah. Like I'm not gonna change because there's nothing to change for. I'm not gonna change. I'm amazing. Again, superiority complex. Some people, when they love being needed, it's not because they actually take a lot of joy. Some people actually love to feel like they are being valued. So it all boils down to the one thing of like being liked, being wanted, being of use, being of service. A lot of the times people who have this mentality of being in the service, they often like get straight away and they abuse that like desire of like being in service. The only thing that can help them is by redirecting. Again, redirection can be helped by boundaries. So it's like if you want to align to somewhere where you're not being like your qualities, your values and worth is not being abused, and you can actually put it into good use for it. Like let's say a person wants to be doing good for the animals, for the wildlife, then you associate yourself with the people who do this work already, rather than being just overly kind. And every time like somebody comes up to you and you're busy, like for example, you're studying about something, you're educating yourself, you're just like studying, or you're busy in some or the other work, and this person comes and being like, I want your help in this and that, but then you should not get up right there and then and just go and be there for him, because the minute you do that, that person is going to think that, okay, so if I need this person, I can be going there to that person anytime, any day I want, because this person is going to be always available to me, because he has no sense of boundary. And these people are the same people who will use you and then never ask on you whenever you need them. It is never actually about you, it is about the other person. If that person cheats on me, that's on his character. If this person is betraying me, that's on his character or her character. If this person is giving me this reaction, it is about that person. It's not about me. It is never about you actually. This thing is that whenever you get to know yourself, there is literally nothing that a person can tell you which will ever hurt you or harm you, because you already know that about yourself and you're already working on it. So a lot of the times you will stop lashing out. You will start having control over your emotions and your mind much more better, because you already know that. This is not as a surprise. This is not about you being vulnerable or put in a vulnerable situation or made a mockery of or being ashamed or whatever. It is just about you knowing yourself, and that is why it doesn't hurt anymore. It doesn't bother you that much. When you remove the wrong people from your life, you're going to have ample of time to work on yourself and to align yourself with the right career, right people, right energies. I'm being serious. Your dream body, the body that you want, that you like, the amount that I have seen in myself change just because my energy shifted is insane. I remember there was this one influencer who actually was talking about how she achieved her dream body through energetic healing, and I called it like, this is stupid, this is like not at all true, until I started being more involved with myself and my body. I started talking to my body as like it's another thing. It's like every time I would do stretches, I would tell myself, I'm safe, I'm protected, I'm happy, I'm safe, I'm protected, I'm happy. And it started showing in my body. That's how you change body. Whenever they say that body holds trauma much more longer than your mind, it is true. But the way that you can fix it, by reminding your body that, hey, I still hold boundaries, I'm not losing these boundaries, I'm still very stubborn about this, so don't think that this is temporary. Because I have often told myself, my body, every time I do stretches, it's like, I know you're protecting me, but remember, the boundaries that I'm building in my life, the people who are tormenting you right now because you hold these boundaries, are the projection of them, and I'm doing this for you, and you are safe and you are protected. It's like you have to tell yourself this. It's like you have to tell yourself that the boundaries that you're putting in your life are not temporary. You have to make it, see, having boundaries is like one thing, but you changing it and making it temporary makes your body and your mind think that she is not stubborn on a word. I can't rely on her. You have to make your mind rely on yourself. The way to do that is being stubborn and being consistent with yourself, consistent with your boundaries. You have to, it's not like, oh, okay, I'm saying no today, and then the next day I'm gonna be like, okay, fine, I'll do that. Even though it's taking the time out of you, and you could have used that into doing something better with your time, and even though this person can forego do it, but he just wants to, or she just wants to use you, please. Anyways, that was it for the day. I hope this video helped, and I'll see you next time.